One sunny afternoon, a curious fox named Felix was exploring the woods near his home. Felix loved adventure, and he had heard whispers from the other animals about a mysterious hut deep in the forest. No one knew who lived there or why it was built, but everyone agreed it was strange. The hut was said to appear only when the moon was full, and its door creaked open just enough to invite or warn anyone who dared to approach. Felix's bushy tail twitched with excitement as he followed a winding path of glowing mushrooms. The air smelled of pine and earth, and the forest seemed to hum with secrets. Suddenly he saw it, the hut. It was small and crooked, with a roof covered in moss and a chimney that puffed out tiny, glittering sparks. Felix's heart raced. He had to find out what was inside. Felix crept closer to the hut, his paws barely making a sound on the soft forest floor. The door was slightly open, and a faint golden light spilled out. He could hear a soft melodic humming coming from inside. It sounded like a lullaby, but one he had never heard before. "Hello?" Felix called softly, his voice trembling. The humming stopped, and the door creaked open a little wider. Felix took a deep breath and pushed the door open with his nose. Inside, the air was warm and smelled of cinnamon and honey. The walls were lined with shelves filled with jars of glowing liquids, shimmering powders, and strange twinkling objects. Felix stepped inside, his eyes wide with wonder. The room was small but cozy, with a crackling fire in the hearth and a large open book on a wooden table. The pages of the book glowed faintly, and Felix could see strange symbols and drawings that seemed to move as he looked at them. On the table, next to the book, was a small silver key. It sparkled in the firelight, and Felix felt drawn to it. He picked it up carefully, feeling its cool metal against his paw. As soon as he touched it, the room seemed to come alive. The jars on the shelves began to hum, and the fire crackled louder. The key began to glow brighter, and Felix heard a soft, whispering voice. "Find the lock," it said. "Find the lock, and you will see." Felix's ears perked up. "What lock? Where is it?" he asked, but the key only glowed brighter. He looked around the room, searching for anything that might be a lock. Then he noticed a small, hidden door in the corner of the hut, barely visible behind a curtain of ivy. Felix hurried over to the door, his heart pounding. The keyhole glowed faintly, just like the key. He inserted the key and turned it slowly. The door creaked open, revealing a dark, narrow staircase leading down into the earth. Felix hesitated. He didn't know what was down there, but he couldn't turn back now. He took a deep breath and began to descend the stairs, the key still clutched tightly in his paw. At the bottom of the stairs, Felix found himself in a vast, glowing cavern. The walls were covered in crystals that sparkled in every color of the rainbow. A small, bubbling stream wound through the cavern, its water clear and shimmering. In the center of the cavern was a pedestal, and on top of it was a small, golden box. Felix approached it carefully, feeling the magic in the air grow stronger. The box was covered in intricate carvings, and it seemed to pulse with light. Felix opened the box, and a burst of light filled the cavern. Inside was a small, glowing seed. It hummed with energy, and Felix could feel its warmth in his paws. The whispering voice returned. "Plant the seed," it said. "Plant it where the forest needs it most." Felix climbed back up the stairs and out of the hut, the seed glowing softly in his paws. He ran through the forest, searching for the perfect spot to plant it. Finally, he found a clearing where the trees seemed to be struggling, their leaves dull and their branches drooping. He dug a small hole with his paws and placed the seed inside, covering it gently with soil. As soon as he did, the ground began to glow, and a tiny sprout emerged, growing rapidly into a tall, majestic tree. The new tree's leaves shimmered with golden light, and the surrounding trees began to perk up, their leaves turning vibrant green. The air smelled fresh and sweet, and the forest seemed to come alive with new energy. Felix watched in awe as the forest transformed around him. The animals came out of hiding, their eyes wide with wonder. The mysterious hut had given him a gift, and he had used it to heal the forest. As Felix turned to leave, he glanced back at the hut. The door was closed, and the chimney no longer puffed sparks. It seemed to have served its purpose, and Felix knew he would never see it again. But he didn't mind. The forest was healthy and alive, and he had been a part of something magical. As he trotted home, Felix felt a warm glow in his heart, knowing he had unlocked the mystery of the hut and helped the forest thrive.